All right, welcome back to Absolute Batman. So last issue we saw him take a deal from Black Mask to stop being Batman for like a week in exchange for 200 mil, which I would take 200 mil. But yeah, that's the deal. No more Batman, 200 mil. I get to do whatever I want. Maybe we won't do it as harsh on the city, but who knows? Now we're in issue 4. This one is more of like a precursor, kind of what makes Batman tick. So we kind of get more into Bruce as a kid and also his early days as being this Batman. So let's hop in. Mr. Wayne, for the court's clarification, this morning Mr. Chill was prepared to give a statement, but you requested to speak first. You said it was urgent. It's unconventional, but given the extraordinary nature of this case, I've granted you that right. You can go ahead now, son. So what do you have to say? And we flip to some muggers on a roof. They get into a little exchange of words, and one of them pushes the other off the roof. And then she gets thrown back up. What? How did this happen? I didn't see anything. And then we see Batman there. Oh my god, dude, he looks terrifying. But he screeches down, bites the other dude with like his claws, and then slashes the other guy in the chest. And it is early days Batman. He is more of a klutz. He's getting shot at by muggers. He punches the other guy, grabs the gun. I choose a bat. And my only thought about this is like, he uses a gun? I can't say Batman wouldn't do that because I'm sure Batman has picked up a gun before. But also, he did pick up a shotgun earlier in the series and he used it, but it's non-lethal. That's the only thing that's weird, but he doesn't use the gun in this. So I'm not going to hate because it's not like he's killing people. He just picked up the gun. You can let me know what you think about it below in the comments and also subscribe and like the video. But I'm okay with it. It's fine. But flash from the past, we get to go with Bruce and Thomas Wayne talking about the bridge. So this is what he won in a contest to get to the zoo. For the Young Engineers competition, I chose a bat. It's held at the zoo this year. A lot of other animals come from distressed areas, so we have to build a bridge for a place like that, but themed around an animal. Well, it's big. Well, that's the idea. Bats are intimidating. I made the pier super high and reinforced. See, that's all it came along. What? I just wonder if that's really the best strategy for a place in need is intimidation. Well, it'll make people inside feel safe, strong, protected. I tested up to 30 pounds. That's a good job, son. Good luck with it. But before he even uses the gun, they yell at him, drop it now. This is all wrong. What are you doing, Bruce? It's just theatrics. The face paint, the voice disorder, silicone fangs loaded with paralytic, and this, the gun. They're street criminals, the most desperate, scarce of the 10 thieves. Others take their place. No, it's not enough. Batman needs to do more. Think bigger. So build him. The pipeline comes from Florida, where gun and farm laws are loosened. They call it Orange Blossom Special. 80% of illegal weapons hide it into Gotham. The gangs in the row get almost all their guns and pills from the OBS. The material comes up in produce trucks because weight records are less exact. Citrus, mostly. They say all guns smell like oranges when they're fine. All of it comes to Gotham through the checkpoints run by the Maroni and Falcones. The families shift the hot point each month to avoid raids. Raids, they know are coming anyway. Look at them. They do it all in plain sight, and why not? They're not the street criminals. They have deals with a dozen companies in Gotham and at least 3 banks. And it's always nice to see the Falcones and Maronis. Classic little street gangs, always there every universe. I love them all. But they're just too damn large to take down. And we see a tiny Batmobile. It's not a real big size Batmobile. It's a little RC car. It goes underneath the semi-truck. And then while the truckers are talking, Batman's sitting in the middle of the road. His suit's a little upgraded. And they're like, run him down. And then he blows the RC car like a little mechanical suspension and then flips the truck into the top of it. A bottle jack, an RC Roadster loaded with a 4600 kV, some black paint, all under $1,000. See, Bruce, this feels better. My boy's just making gadgets for cheap because he got no money. So Batman takes them down while they're like, we need to get out of here. I think I figured it out. Let's go. Absolute Batman is in. Early days, baby. I mean, the whole run is him early days. but now he's even earlier. But going back to Thomas and Brucey Poo, bats adapt besides rodents. There are actually more bat species than any other mammal on Earth. Why? Because they use echolocation to map an area, they learn and they adjust there to succeed. This version, the pilings are adjustable. The deck is on rotators, the grinders can extend. It's really impressive, bud. I love it. Think it's good enough to win? I don't know, but all that matters is that you feel it's like the best you can do, and it shows how special a bat is at the core. You think so? How do you know what anything is at the core? Well, Bruce, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's trial and error, Before you were born, all I wanted to be was a doctor. Shout out to the OG Thomas Wayne. Flashpoint Thomas Wayne is Batman, but shout out to the OG for being a doctor. And I wanted to because your grandpa, my dad, drove the G39 bus route 6 days a week on his day off. Though the two of us would go down to Amusement Mile, walk out on the pier. There's a guy who sold these frozen bananas dipped in chocolate. We get one, and I loved it. Anyway, one Sunday, we were on our way, and all of a sudden, my father died. I thought he was playing a joke, but then I saw his face. I knew he was dead. The fear, the terror of being left alone like that. He died before he even hit the ground. So it just became what I wanted to do, heart surgeon. I was ready to apply to med schools, and then we got pregnant with you, and well, that really did change things. Is this a guilt trip? Did I ruin your life? No, but I did go through this period of searching, looking for what I was wanting to be, beyond a father, a husband. And what I realized was that my desire to be a doctor was really just about wanting to prevent other kids from feeling what I felt. As a teacher, I could make kids feel safe by preparing them for the world. Maybe in another life, I am a doctor, but in this one, teaching gives me a way of doing the core thing. I'm going to help your mom. So 2 or 3 things to take out of this. 1, he never became a doctor. He became a teacher because I guess they got pregnant with Bruce a little bit earlier than they normally do in our canon universe. And this isn't the first time they've referenced the other universe. Absolute Wonder Woman did it a bunch in one of their issues. I can't remember which issue it was. I believe it's 4 or 5. Hecate, the goddess in that run, we go over it also. She talks about how Diana is in the main universe. So it's nice to see references of the main continuity. And then lastly, he said that his main goal was to make nobody feel like he did when his father died. Well, you failed, and you made Batman. And now Bruce finally gives his statement. I know Mr. Chill gets to make his statement today, but before that, I wanted to say that I've had a moment to think about everything that happened that day, and I just wanted to say I realized. Because that morning, it was so perfect. I won the trip for a class, and I was walking to the zoo with my friends, and we were laughing about how weird the giraffes were, their tongues all long and black, and the best part was my dad. I was playing like I didn't notice, but behind me, I caught glimpses of it. He was proud of me. And in that moment, I knew this was as happy as I ever get. I wanted to stay and never leave. And then we see Bruce, older, go on little mini trips while his previous version is talking over. I think I was coming at it all wrong, Dad. I was thinking about the bridge, not the people. That's where you start. The people. They just want to live, to flourish. But this place, like the assignment says, it's been hit by a disaster, maybe natural, maybe man-made. But it's in trouble. The people, brave face or not, they've got to be worried about what's going to happen. They look around and see things falling apart. They're hurting. They're feeling like no one sees them. Like they're at the mercy of all these forces that seem beyond their control. Powerless. Some and angry at everyone who let them down, and some are scared and hungering. But it's bad. And Tiny Bruce says, you killed that happiness forever, Mr. Chill. So I'm not staying for anything you have to say. I don't care what made you do what you did. I just need you to know that I hate you. I fucking hate you. Do you hear me? Whoa, Mr. Wayne, don't say that. And this makes me intrigued because we've seen Joe Chill like 3 times already. This is issue 4. And I want to know what he says because Alfred in issue number 1 talks about how Bruce keeps going back to Mr. Chill every week. I want to know how that relationship is. And Bruce as a kid talking to his dad still continues on. I'm saying maybe in another place and time, something else would be enough, but here, at this place, at this moment, their bat needs to be all of it, plus more. Explain that for me. And then Bruce, older, it should be more intimidating, but even more so, scary. It should be more adaptable. It should be mapped further than before, roosting in all sorts of new places, just taking spots over. So Bruce is fixing up his suit to make it even more terrifying than an actual just regular old suit. He's working on the bat thumb, as he calls it. Younger Bruce is like, let me reveal what I made for you. Ta-da, it's a little bridge. See, it's got everything other designs had, but this one, it's got a little extra feature. It flies. Really, it's lightweight, foldable, so it can be dropped from a plane and parachute down, so the people can just set it up themselves. There are instructions on the flap. Be a tool to use however they need. They don't have to rely on the powers that be to set it up. Makes the bridge theirs. They can use it for aid, for defense, even offense. But now, almost the last time we pick up with adult Bruce, the annual Dance for a Better Gotham charity hall. Gotham's finest mingle, then sponsor a competition in which the youth dance groups from different neighborhoods compete for prizes. Me, I'm here for him, Randall Powers, the billionaire who owns the trucking conglomerate and the Maronis and Falcones were using. In the news, he was horrified by what I exposed, vowed to support new regulations on his trucks. But I hear him lobbying over to Max Mooney, head of the GDOT, against tighter transit laws, promising money. Takes everything in my body not to bust through the skylight and put him on the dance floor. Instead, I keep listening. I listen to Jackson Ellis, the EPA chief, back dealing with William Acme, one of the biggest polluters in Gotham. I listen to the politician who vowed to bring factory jobs back to the Heights, begging the automation giants for donations. I listen to all of you, so many who are supposed to be protecting the city, on who could help so easily but choose not to, choose instead to stay up here laughing and eating. Like there's anything left of this city to eat. You ate it up all years ago, and ate well. The city's just bones now, but I hear you. A few store-bought GSM ears hidden beneath the dance floor, not to mention the thermal coil that flash heat the gold to 150 degrees in a moment. Just hot enough so we get to watch you dance for once, even if it's for a second. But no one can touch you up here, right? In this mad little kingdom of yours at the top of the world, well, I'm coming for you. And that's the main difference between our regular Bruce Wayne, I almost said 616, main continuity Bruce Wayne versus this one. Billionaire is actually a good person, and then all these billionaires are terrible. But while he's up there, the GCPD see him, flash their lights at him. What makes a bat at its core for me is that it defies the impossible. It's the only mammal on Earth that flies, the only one. It's this crazy little creature that shows us we can beat anything holding us down. To this bat, nothing is impossible, despite what anyone tells you. It says go bigger, go higher. Go places you didn't think you could. So what do you think? I think this is ready. And he's talking about the bridge. But Bruce comes to see Joe Chill in jail. You had something you wanted to say. Boom! That's the end of part 4. So with that, I like that one. The art style is a little different, but yeah, that was a good issue. I do enjoy a little backstory. So make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Yeah, that's that. Peace out.